Lies, 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 and more lies. You know, over the years of beekeeping, I've tried things and found out that didn't meet the claims that the people have made. Like, for instance, I bought some queens from Jason Foley's Russian bees. They were Russian queens. The colonies were not resistant to varroa mites. Half the queens died during and after shipping. It was a waste of money. I didn't get a refund on those queens that died a few days after I put them in the hives. So I don't recommend buying queens from anybody anymore. And I always say that Man Lake makes this box, and they know it's flawed. If you ship queens during the summer and the queen breeders put loose workers in the box, they cover the screens and there's no ventilation. You essentially block the air vents, and they get hot, and that damages the health of the queens, and they die after you put them in the hives. Man Lake knows this. That's why they do not ship queens. So I do not like Man Lake for that reason. And here's another reason. His Formic Pro that everybody's promoting kills 10% of your queens. I used it 2 years in a row. The first year it seemed to kill the varroa mites. The second year it didn't kill a single varroa mite. It just killed 10% of my queens. I spent $400 on 3 of these. Complete waste of money. I had to switch to acylic acid, and that seems to work year after year. And here's another issue. And I just had to make this video because I got this catalog yesterday. And here it is, May 25th. Spring is almost over, Man Lake. It's a little late to be sending me a catalog. And this right here got my interest. Feed your bees the best. You know, I went online, checked out Randy Oliver's research and his studies and control methods and feeding bees and all this other stuff. He compared all the pollen patty substitutes, and he gave this a good rating. This Ultra Bee from Man Lake. And Better Bee sells global pollen patty, and I've used that for 8 years in a row. But when I put in my reserve at the end of January and I wanted to order more from Better Bee, they told me there was going to be transportation issues and they wouldn't have it till the end of February. And I asked, well, where else can I get it? Can I go get it? And they wouldn't tell me. They said they don't share that information with their customers. And that pissed me off with Better Bee. I won't buy from Better Bee anymore. But I did have to buy after finding out. I bought this from Man Lake, and I found out the bees don't like it. They stopped feeding brood in the middle of February, which is not a good thing. So I went ahead and I had to order the global pollen patty from Better Bee. And I asked Man Lake, say, hey, the bees don't like this Ultra Bee. They like the global pollen patty better. Can you get set up to sell this? And they didn't really want to listen to me. You know, this is all I have left from the global pollen patty that I bought at the end of February. But I have all kinds of this. I had 2 boxes of this. Look, see, the bees don't like it. They love this. It's got 15% real pollen in here. So why are they making this claim here? Natural pollen has met its match. Bullshit. Bees don't like your crap. I mean, I tell the truth in all my videos. You know, the government's corrupt. You guys ought to know that. People like Vinyl Farm or whatever, all that stupid stuff. He's got so many views. I've got more hives and more colonies than he's ever going to have. So I don't buy from Man Lake anymore because of their crap that I bought. I switched to the Dont. See, I got account set up with the Dont, Man Lake. I'm not going to buy from you anymore. I've got all kinds of foundation on ordered. I'm going to get here in a few weeks. And you guys, you don't want to keep your bees inside to save them during the winter if they get small. Remember this room? Look at my videos. The bees pooped all over in here. I spent a couple hours, took the doors off, set them on a table, soaked it with vinegar, let it set for a few minutes, and then I took ammonia and some Dawn dish soap, and I washed it all off. See how clean it is? And look, I've got more colonies than the rest of you. I had a 1% lost. I lost 1 colony during the winter. Let me go through real quick, and I'll show you how many colonies I have. Okay, I'll do this quick. I've got over 150 colonies. currently 89 mating nukes, and I'm going to do more this Memorial weekend. These right here all have virgin queens. I don't do walk-away splits. I take the queen and put her in the largest hive with the most brood, and I move her to a different location. That way I don't have to worry about all the workers going back to the original hive. And these right here are going to be going in a few weeks to a different apiary. And you see, I don't have grass. I try to keep the weeds under control, but anyway, I have Dutch white clover everywhere. I don't have to feed my bees syrup. They've got all kinds of stuff here. And it goes all the way back around there. So I've noticed yesterday that their bees are putting in a lot of nectar, and I got to make sure they have enough frames. You don't want them running out of room. And here's some more. And because of the price of plywood, I'm using everything but the kitchen sink to cover my hives. This is under a roof, so it's a cardboard box. And these right here, some hive feeders from Better Bee that I don't like. What would happen, the bees, when you're feeding a lot of bees, they get in here and they cram in there, and they actually push the bees down into the syrup and they drown. So bad idea, Better Bee. Okay, and I'm actually using, this is not under a roof. I'm using some rib steel. With some ventilation there with a screen. I've got some stuff. I'm going to make some covers today, but I had to do this right away because I ended up doing some more mating nukes. So here's my list of virgin queens right here. This is my calendar. I write down a number when I do the mating nuke, and I circle it when it gets a virgin queen. Out of all these right here, one of them didn't produce a virgin queen, and I didn't have any more virgin queens. I caged the virgin queens, but it's going to be too cold to do that for the next few days with these. So I ended up with one that didn't have a virgin queen. So what I did is I took some queen cells out of these and I put them in there, and these two right here didn't get virgin queens. So you got to keep track. 5 days after you do a mating nuke, you go through and you destroy the capped queen cells. You don't want them producing a runt virgin queen, an immature virgin queen that wouldn't get mated. So this right here is my list of virgin queens. I'll make sure every mating nuke gets a virgin queen, and then I'll wait a couple of weeks and I'll go through and I'll check and see if she looks like she's mated or not. If she's not mated and it's 2 weeks, I will take another frame of brood from my larger colonies and I'll stick it in there right away. I'm not going to wait 3 weeks because you're wasting time. You want to keep that colony going. If they don't produce, they lose their queen, give them another frame of brood with eggs in it, keep them going and give them another try. See here again, I'm using metal. You know, I put video on waiting for somebody to outperform my 1% winner loss, and I haven't seen anybody do it yet. I don't actually watch videos, I just look for the titles. And if you guys can outperform my mating nuke methods here, I use insulated fillers. Right now, most of them are 7-frame. See? It's a 7-frame insulated filler in there, taking up space of 3. If you guys can outperform me this summer, go ahead, put your video on. I don't buy honeybees. I expect to make 100 new colonies this summer. So I'm mating, or a nuke right now is $250 times 100, $25,000. Very simple. You know, if you guys can outperform me, and if you guys put a video on, let me see the title. I don't watch videos, especially Vinyl Farm. He's an idiot. So I just like to see if anybody can outperform me. Okay, thank you.